Welcome, Bomber fans, to Richland High School and Bomber Field here in Richland, Washington, for today's District 8 Tournament semifinal baseball game between the Chiawana Riverhawks and your Richland Bombers. So today's matchup is the District 8 semifinal. The winner of this will head to state with one of the District 8's 3 combined bids between the MCC and the GSL. And the other matchup over at LaPierre Field in Kennewick will be the Chiawana Braves and the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups. Oddly enough, the same semifinal matchups that we had in the District 8 basketball tournament, where the Chiawana Braves and the Richland Bombers met in the winner-to-state loser-out game at Art Daywall Gymnasium back in February. Hopefully we don't have to go that route with our baseball team this time, and the Bombers can emerge victorious from today's game. Again, the winners will play each other, each with their own bid to state, for a District 8 championship game that will be on Saturday at either Gonzaga Prep or Chiawana, as a virtue of them having the 3 and 2 seeds respectively. Richland being on the receiving end of a sweep by the Chiawana Braves last Friday, or 2 Fridays ago now, moved them to the number 4 overall seeds. They will unfortunately not be hosting the District 8 semifinal game, or District 8 championship game, if they win today. Again, today's game, a small part of a larger scope, larger tournament. The Chiawana Braves and Gonzaga Prep Bullpups, again, playing at LaPierre Field. There are 2 loser-out games today. The number 8 seed Pasco Bulldogs and the number 6 seed Hanford Falcons playing at Hanford up in North Richland, that being a loser-out contest, and that will take place at 6 o'clock this evening. And up in Spokane, the number 5 seed Lewis and Clark Tigers, who the Richland Bombers defeated 13-3 in 5 innings on Saturday, will take on the Central Valley Bears, who the Chiawana Riverhawks defeated 10-4 up in Central Valley. And Central Valley is the number 1 overall seed from the Greater Spokane League. As the teams line up for the national anthem, we'll take a quick break, do our national anthem, and come right back with a pregame show here from Bomber Field on Atomic TV.
We hope you enjoyed today's contest and support our efforts to respect human dignity by promoting good citizenship and sportsmanship in high school interscholastic athletics. On deck, a Tuesday tilt, Riverhawks Bombers next. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I ask you please rise and move your caps as we honor America with playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
Welcome back to Bomber Field. Again, the District 8 semifinal game between the Chiawana Riverhawks and the Richland Bombers on up next as we wait the Richland Bombers to take the field. These teams met both in a twin bill at Chiawana High School as the Bombers take the field. These teams met at Chiawana High School back on April 21st. The Bombers winning both of those contests 15-3 and 11-2 respectively. The starting pitcher in game number 1 at Chiawana was Dallas Bennett, and he is on the hill today. Dallas Bennett went 3 1/3 innings pitched out in Pasco, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. None of them were earned, however. Let up a walk and 3 strikeouts for the Richland Bombers. He did not get the win, though. That was Connor Lakey. Connor Lakey actually part of both of these pitchers, Dallas Bennett and Connor Lakey, getting first team Mid-Columbia Conference honors as pitchers, along with John Corbin as a second baseman. So congratulations to them. First team honors for the Mid-Columbia Conference, Dallas Bennett, John Corbin, and Connor Lakey. As you look at the field alignment, we'll have John Simons in left, Race Reeves in center, Drew Johnson in right field. Drew Johnson, the honorable mention outfielder for the MCC. Chris Daniels, a honorable mention third baseman of the MCC. Jace Volpolensky at short. He's also honorable mention for the MCC. Again, John Corbin, second base, first team All-MCC. Charlie Johns at first. Cooper Jones, second team catcher, All-MCC behind the dish. And again, your All-MCC first team pitcher, Dallas Bennett, on the hill. We have a lot more baseball going on around the state today, a lot more tournaments going on. We have the District 1 and 2 tournament from the Westco and the Kingco, District 3, 4, North Puget, South Puget, and Greater St. Helens League, and then the Big 9 going on as well. We'll take a look at the Chiawana starting lineup. We got Blair, Landoni, Feldman, Roan, Gill, Schuler, Baxter, Sisney, and Yanez. The most dangerous batter for the Chiawana Riverhawks last outing against the Richland Bombers, again in Pasco, is your 3 and 4 hitters, Roan, Feldman, and Blair, each going, getting 2 hits for the first. So your first pitch is at 3:26. Game time temperature 70 degrees. Blair swings at the first strike of the at bat for Dallas Bennett. Swinging up behind the zone, but swinging strike 2 for Blair. So he faces a 1-2 count now from Dallas Bennett. The 1-2 pitch. Down in the zone, will even the count up at 2. Dallas Bennett on the year, the first team honors 37 1/3 innings. Only 10 runs given up, 4 of them earned, as Blair fouls one off to the right. And a team high 46 strikeouts to accompany a .75 ERA for Richland. He's been Richland's ace all season long as he try to get Richland to state here against Chiawana. Blair fouls one off again, also off to the right side, the left side, excuse me. Blair going 2 for 5 in those twin bills, and he will start the game off with a single to open the game here against the Bombers. So that will bring up Tyson Landoni, the sophomore for the Riverhawks. Last time against Richland, Landoni went 1 for 5 with a double and a run scored. Dallas looks at Blair, and Cooper Jones throws down to first base, but Charlie Johns can't apply the tag in time to get Blair. Went off of first base a little bit too much. Unfortunately, Charlie Johns couldn't apply the tag. So the 0-1 now. Landoni lays down the bunt down the first base line. Charlie Johns in the middle of it, and Landoni will reach first safely on a bunt single that was beautifully put down right in front of Charlie Johns' glove, but he had to make a decision. Nobody roamed first. Got caught in no man's land, and Landoni gets on with a bunt single. We have 2 men on for the Riverhawks with no out. Definitely not the start the Bombers wanted as we get a mound visit.
Now batting number 6, Braxton Feldman.
Bring up Braxton Feldman. He also squares around, but pops one out into the netting for a foul ball and strike one. Feldman now looks at the 0-1 from Bennett. Bennett pops around and gets Blair leading off too much from second base for the first out of the inning to get the lead off. A great pickoff move by Dallas Bennett. And there is one away. With a runner on first here for Feldman. Feldman 2 for 5 in those contests at Chiawana High School as he looks at ball or strike 2. A little delayed announcement there for the umpire. Made me think he missed the zone a bit, but he didn't. So 0-2 count now on Feldman. Bennett winds and fires, fouled back into the netting, and will remain 0-2. And Feldman 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run in the games on April 21st. Dallas looks over to first and delivers down in the zone just a touch. Bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good pitch by Dallas Bennett. Good on Feldman for laying off it. 1-2 on the way. High in the zone. 2-2 now. So Feldman making his at-bat worth it. Dallas again from the stretch, the 2-2. Down in the zone again. 3 straight balls by Dallas Bennett. Fills the count up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. From the stretch, and a pickoff over to first base. Landoni back in plenty of time. From the stretch again, Dallas Bennett, the 3-2, chopped right back to John Corbin. John Corbin has trouble fielding it, throws over to first, and gets Feldman going to first, but couldn't roll up the double play. The first team All-MCC selection makes a minor error, makes it a fielder's choice, and Feldman is out on the 4-3. Brings up Kaysen Roan. Roan looks at a high ball 1. Roan takes ball 2. Looks like we have a bit of a tight strike zone to begin this game. And looks back at Landoni, delivers ball 3. 3-0 count now on Roan. Roan 2 for 6 in the previous contests with a walk, a strikeout, and an RBI for the Riverhawks. 3-0 in there for a strike. See if Dallas Bennett can battle back here. 3-1 count. 2 down, runner on second. And he will give Roan a free first base. As pitching coach Charlie Moody will go out to talk to his pitcher, Dallas Bennett. There's 2 on with 2 out here in the top of the first. Elijah Gill now steps in for the Riverhawks. Gill 0 for 7 previously against the Bombers. As he looks at ball 1, down and in. 0 for 7 with 2 strikeouts. Dallas looks back at second, delivers, swinging strike 2. Strike 1, I should say. Bennett looking, Corbin faking, and popped up into no man's land in shallow center field. Reese comes up with it. He fires to home, but no play made as Chiawana scores on the shallow RBI single by Elijah Gill. So Elijah Gill scoring Tyson Landoni.
Now batting pitcher number 7, Jason Schuler.
And it's 1-0 Riverhawks early here in the top of the first. Jason Schuler now stepping in for Chiawana. Schuler 2 for 4 back in April. But he's down a quick 0-2 here against Dallas. The 0-2 pitch on the way from Bennett. In the dirt, no chase. Brings the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dallas looks back at second, but fires the 1-2 and chopped to the right side, foul. As Dallas asks for a new baseball. The 1-2 count now on Schuler. Fouled straight back into the netting. Schuler stays alive here against Bennett. Breaking ball, swinging strike 3. Gets Schuler on the breaking ball, does Dallas Bennett. And he ends the threat here in the top of the first by Chiawana. The Bombers will come up with Jones, Volpolinski, and Corbin to lead off the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Chiawana as the Bombers get their first ups next.
number 7, Jason Schuler.
Welcome back to Bomber Field, home of the Richland Bombers for today's District 8 semifinal matchup. Chiawana did some damage with a run crossing the plate by a RBI single by Elijah Gill. And we've come up with the Bombers starting lineup. Cooper Jones will lead it off as he's done the second half of the season. He'll be followed up by Jace Volpolenski, John Corbin, Chris Daniels, Charlie Johns, Dallas Bennett, John Simons, Race Reeves, and Drew Johnson. So again, back on April 21st, these teams met, and the Bombers were victorious 15-3 and 11-2. Well, that doesn't much matter now, as the only game and the only score that matters is the one in this one, as the winner will punch their ticket to the state tournament. Only 16 baseball teams in the 4A ranks qualify for the state tournament. Bombers trying to get their back-to-back years, as Cooper Jones digs in for the green and gold. Cooper Jones will be facing Jason Schuler. Schuler delivers ball one. Schuler pitched 3 innings against Richland on the 21st, giving up 7 hits and 2 runs. Cooper looks in at ball 2. Cooper Jones, 328, has done well in the second half of the season to raise that average. As Cooper swings through strike 1. As Cooper Jones backs out. Score update over at LaPierre Field. Thanks to Dave Schick listening in and watching. We appreciate it, Dave. After 3 innings of play, Kamiakin 1, Gonzaga Prep 0. So a patient at bat here for Cooper Jones as he sits 3-1 against Schuler. Cooper Jones connects and lifts it into right field. We'll see if the right fielder can come over in time to grab it, and he does for out number 1. That's Baxter on the grab there for Chiawana. I'll bring up the shortstop, number 20, Jace Volpolenski. Vopo batting .278 on the year. Squares around the bunt, but takes first pitch strike. Schuler winds and fires, breaking ball, fouled away. The 0-2 from Schuler, a breaking ball in there on the inside part of the plate, but enough for strike 3. And the first 2 Bombers are out here in the bottom of the second, the bottom of the first. I'll bring up John Corbin. First team All-MCC selection. Corbin leads the team with a .476 batting average as he looks at ball 2 in the dirt. And off of Cisney's shoulder. So the umpire walks out and gives Cisney some time to recover. Corbin leading the green and gold in average, slugging percentage, rebounds, RBI, and runs. 23 RBI and 29 runs scored for Richland. As he looks in and gives Schuler strike one. Two-one count on the outside part of the plate. 3-1 now on Corbin. Three-one to Corbin now. Breaking ball in there. And we have a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on the junior second baseman. Ball 4. So Corbin gets on here with 2 outs. And we'll bring up his fellow junior, Chris Daniels.
Stepping in the third baseman, number 10, Chris Daniels.
Daniels all MCC honorable mention at third base. 383 on the year, leads the team with 11 doubles. As he looks at strike one in the zone. It's also tied with John Corbin with 23 runs batted in. And second behind Corbin with 24 runs scored. Schuler from the stretch. Ball delivered on the outside part of the plate. Gets enough of it to bring the count to an 0-2 for Chris Daniels. The 0-2 to number 10. Corbin takes off, but it's a swinging strike 3 to end the inning. Richland coaches not wanting the foul tip to be called, but the dropped third strike. I don't think we'll get that call. He's going to ask for assistance. Chris Daniels saying he hit the ball. And if the catcher dropped the foul tip, we should re-rack with an 0-2 count. Decisions made. Strike 3. And then we'll end the bottom of the first inning. We'll be right back with the top of the second. For Chiawana, leading off will be Baxter, Cisney, and Yanez here on Atomic TV.
Leading off the second for the Riverhawks, ranked number 15, Jackson Baxter.
Welcome back to Bomber Field. Leading off the top of the second here for the Chiawana Riverhawks, Jackson Baxter, the right fielder. Dallas Bennett winds and fires, and Baxter swings through the 0-1, makes it 0-1. Now this one now into center field. Race Reeves going under it, loses his hat, but makes the out for out number 1.
Now batting catcher number 8, Peyton Sisney.
Peyton Sisney now steps into the batter's box for Chiawana. Takes first pitch, strike. Sisney, the catcher for the Riverhawks. Chops one over to third base line to Chris Daniels. He gathers and throws over to first base. And that will record out number 2.
Now batting second base number 3, Junior Yanez.
Junior Yanez steps in for Chiawana. Second baseman. Dallas Bennett throws one down in the zone. Yanez swinging over the top of it for strike 1. Another ball down in the zone, but catches enough of it for strike 2, and a quick 0-2 on Yanez. Dallas winds and fires in on the right-handed hitter Yanez for ball 1. Now a 1-2 count. Chopped over to Chris Daniels. He comes up with it and flashes the leather. The throw off the base a little bit, but tag applied by Charlie John, and a brilliant play there made by Chris Daniels to end the inning. So 1-2-3 go the Riverhawks in the top of the second. We'll come back with the bottom of the second inning. Johns, Bennett, and Simons coming up for Richland. Welcome back to Bomber Field. And apologies given to Chris Daniels and Charlie Johns for mixing up their first names and surnames. But a brilliant play there by Chris Daniels, moving over to his left. Great snag and throw over to first to end the inning. Charlie Johns now steps in for the Bombers. Charlie batting 297. Chops one to the right side in foul territory. Strike 1. 15 RBI and 11 runs for the Bombers. Shooter from the windup. And Charlie Johns pops it right over the head of Landoni in for a single as Charlie Johns leads off the inning in a positive manner for Richland.
Now batting the pitcher number 6, Dallas Bennett.
We'll bring up the pitcher now, Dallas Bennett. Charlie Johns gets 2 steps off the bag at first. Dallas pops up his bunt in foul territory, but Sisney didn't know where it was and couldn't capitalize on the pop-up.
Help yourself out, Dallas. You got this.
No balls and 1 strike now on Dallas. So he watches the ball down in the zone in the dirt. Evens the count up at 1.
Go, Dallas.
Pick over to first base. Get Charlie back. Jones does not have a stolen base recorded on the year so far. See if we can get one in this at bat. A 1-1 down in the zone makes the count 2-1 now on Bennett. Bennett hits one into center field, right at the center fielder. Blair, excuse me, for out number 1.
Left fielder by John Simons.
Bring up the left fielder now, John Simons.
Yeah, John. Hey, John. Go, Johnny.
First pitch into the middle of John Simons' back. Now he will occupy first and move Charlie over to second.
Believe in yourself.
I'll bring up Race Reeves.
Now batting 77, Race Reeves.
So 2 on now for Richland with 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Simons gets a healthy lead at first. Charlie a moderate one in second, but he's ushered back by Schuler as he steps off the rubber. Down in the zone, but called strike 1 on Reeves. Attempted to square around, but thought it was low enough for a ball, but it wasn't. 0-1 now on Race. Schuler spending a lot of time looking at Johns at second and delivers ball 1 outside. One ball and 1 strike now on Reeves. Squares around a bunt, taps it down the third base line, but in foul territory, as that will become strike 2. Schuler steps on the rubber again. Reeves digs in for the 1-2. Reeves pops it back up the middle. That's fielded by Landoni, excuse me, and he'll throw over to first for the double play. A great play there by Tyson Landoni as he tags the base and throws over to get Reeves before he can reach. Good defensive play there by Tyson Landoni ends the threat for Richland. We'll come back. Chiawana Riverhawks 1, Richland Bombers 0. Leading off the top of the third for the Riverhawks, Rylan Blair, junior center fielder. Dallas Bennett throws ball one. Blair squared around but didn't apply. Squares around again. Ball delivered down in the zone for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes here on Blair. Blair lifts one into right field. Drew Johnson settles under it. And we'll record the first out of Ryland Blair, excuse me.
Now batting number 17, Aaron Sanchez.
We'll bring up Aaron Sanchez batting in the 2-hole for Tyson Landoni. Sanchez looks at the second ball in the dirt. (2-0) in there for a strike to record the first strike of the at-bat. Popped up. Foul territory, evens the count at 2-2. Aaron Sanchez 0 for 4 back in April. He pops one up high in the infield. Jace Volpolinski waving his teammates off, and he will record out number 2. We'll bring up the left fielder, Braxton Feldman. First pitch outside. Feldman grounded into a 4-3 in the first inning to record the second out, as he is ahead of Dallas Bennett 2-0 here. Bennett delivers, high ball 3. 3-0 count now on Feldman. Bennett winds and fires. Strike in the middle of the zone. 3-1 count now. Working quickly, Bennett delivers, strike on the outside corner. And we got 3 balls and 2 strikes here with 2 down. Feldman will look at ball 4 on the outside corner. Eerily similar placement to the second strike of the at-bat. But nonetheless, Feldman will take first base. Kaysen Roan now steps into the batter's box for Chiawana. Inside on the plate, ball 1. Roan drew a walk, his first at-bat of the afternoon. Swinging through strike 1. So Bennett sits 1-1 now on Roan. Inside part of the plate. The 2-1 from Bennett. Swinging strike 2. It's like Roan was fooled by the off speed, kind of threw his bat out there. We got 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Roan lifts one into center field. Race Reeves races in. Oh, and he can't make the catch. Off his glove, throws it in by Corbin, cut off by Dallas Bennett, and an unforced error has Chiawana Riverhawks at first and third here with 2 down. We'll bring up number 22, Elijah Gill.
Now batting number 22, Elijah Gill.
Gill had the RBI single in the first inning. Bit of bad timing to make that mistake by Race Reeves. And he pops one over into shallow left field and bring in his second run of the game for Chiawana. So effective hitting there by Gill.
Now batting pitcher number 7,
Brings in run number 2 for Chiawana. And bring up the pitcher, Jason Schuler. In the dirt, ball 1. Bennett delivers strike 1. Schuler pops one up to the right side. No bomber quick enough there to get it. Becomes strike 2 on the at-bat for Schuler. Bennett, the 1-2 in there for strike 3. Drop third strike by Cooper Jones, and he throws over to first to record the third and final out of the top of the third. So 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error. 2 men left on base for Chiawana. We'll come back to Bomber Field with Johnson, Jones, and Volpolenski lead off the bottom of the third. Welcome back to Bomber Field. Leading off for the Bombers now, right fielder Drew Johnson. Schuler still in the game for Chiawana. Johnson now looks at the second ball of the at-bat. 2-0 count now on the senior. Inside part of the plate. Didn't get any of it, though. 3-0 count now on Johnson. In there for ball 4 as he leads the inning off with a 4-pitch walk. They'll bring up Cooper Jones.
Now batting the catcher, number 9, Cooper Jones.
So a runner on, nobody out for Cooper Jones. Wouldn't be surprised if Schuler throws over to first, but he doesn't. He goes home. No throw over, ball 1. Richland Bomber dugout lively here in the bottom of the 3rd. From the stretch goes Schuler. Strike on the outside corner. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
You got this, Cooper!
Runner went. Cooper Jones fouled it off. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now on the senior catcher. Schuler hasn't thrown over to first. He doesn't this time either as Cooper Jones drops it back up the middle. Fielded by Landoni, or Yanez, excuse me. Tag applied at second, but not in time over at first, and only 1 out recorded. We got a courtesy runner for Cooper Jones. That'll be number 8, Andre Ang. Take over for Cooper at first base after the fielder's choice.
Now batting the shortstop, number 20, Chase
So in between innings, a little bit of a defensive shift. Landoni came out. Yanez takes over for him at short. Ang is ushered back by Schuler. Kason Roan is now at second base for Yanez. Ball 1 delivered to Vopolinski. Ball 2 now for Jace. Schuler steps off the mound to gather himself. And deliver the 2-0 to Jace. Vopolinski pops it up into right field. And the catch is made by Jackson Baxter. So leadoff runner got on, but 2 outs made in the meantime.
Stepping in the second baseman, number 17, John Corbin.
Now we have 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd for John Corbin. Ang takes off for second, no throw down. Ang will now occupy second base. Scoring position for John Corbin. 0-1 count against Schuler. Breaking ball doesn't break enough into the zone. Ball 2 now on Corbin. Inside part of the plate, ball 3 now. 3-0 count against John Corbin. Schuler delivers high, ball 4. And Corbin will now occupy first base. That will bring up the junior, Chris Daniels. 2 out, bottom of the 3rd.
Now batting third base number 10, Chris Daniels.
Go, Chris!
So John Corbin has 2 walks on the day. He now sits at first base for Chris Daniels. Daniels looks at ball 1 outside.
You got this, Chris!
See if Daniels can add to his team-leading RBI total. Inside, and that will hit Chris Daniels on the backside to load up the bases for Charlie Johns. Oh, quick mound visit for Schuler. In the meantime, we'll get another update from LaPierre Field. Again, courtesy of Dave Schick. Thank you, Dave. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Kamaikin is up 6-0 on the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups. That being the other District 8 semifinal played in South Kennewick.
Just like last time, Charlie!
Charlie John steps in. Last inning, he singled to lead off the inning for Richland. And he pops the first pitch up to the left side. That'll be foul ball, strike 1.
You got this, Charlie!
Runners take their leads, and Schuler from the stretch delivers the 0-1 in the dirt to even the count up at 1.
You got this, Charlie!
Charlie digs in. Schuler looks over to third and delivers. Down in his own, ball 2. Schuler delivers the 2-1 high in the zone, brings the ball, strike count to 3-1.
Go, Charlie!
3-1 now from the windup from Schuler. Bottom of the zone, ball 4, and that will cut the Chiawana lead in half as Eng comes around to score on the walk and moves everybody up 90 feet for Dallas Bennett.
Now batting the pitcher number 6, Dallas Bennett.
Go, Sixer!
So Bennett looking to help himself out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Baxter really doesn't like anything Sisney's giving him. And Dallas backs out of the box.
You got this, Dallas!
From the stretch, Dallas Bennett pops one up in the left center field. Moving to his right is Blair, and he'll make the final out of the third inning. So 1 run crosses the plate, no hits, and 3 men left on base for Richland. We'll come back with the top of the fourth. Baxter will lead off for Chiawana, followed by Sisney and Yanez.
Attention fans, do you have friends and family who want to follow along with Game of the Year today or live out of town? Well, the game will be broadcasted live on YouTube by our Best in Class Atomic TV program. To watch the game, head to youtube.com and search for Atomic TV and join Mr. T. Meyer for all the action.
Welcome back to Bomber Field. They're in the top of the fourth inning now. Dallas Bennett still on the hill for Richland. She delivers ball 1 to Jackson Baxter. Baxter lifts one in the left field. Simons moving not too much to his left and records the first out of the inning.
Coming to play for Chiawana Riverhawks, Kate and Sisney.
I'm going to bring up Sisney, the Chiawana catcher. He makes contact with one, lifts one in the left field as well. And Simons records that out as well. So a quick 2 out here for Chiawana in the top of the fourth. We'll bring up Junior Yanez.
Shortstop number 3, Junior Yanez.
Again, moved from second base to shortstop. He takes ball 1 from Bennett. Delivery popped up, left side, right side is just huge, excuse me, but out of play for strike 1. The 1-1 now from Bennett. Yanez flies one in the center field. Race Reeves on his horse gets back just in time to make the third out of the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 there for Dallas Bennett. And the Bombers will come up in the bottom of the fourth with Simons, Reeves, and Johnson. We'll be right back here on Atomic TV. Welcome back to Bomber Field here in Richland, Washington. Bombers coming up in the bottom of the fourth inning. Leading off will be John Simons. Recorded 2 of the outs in the top of the fourth. Schuler still in for Chiawana. Simons skies one in the left field. That will be not grabbed by the left fielder as he makes a diving attempt. But Simons hits it over his head and will go into second base standing up. That's Feldman trying to make a diving attempt. It's just out of the reach of his glove. And Simons leads off the inning here for Richland with a leadoff single. Double, I should say.
Now batting center fielder number 7, Race Reeves.
I'll bring up Race Reeves, the center fielder for Richland. Richland has all 3 of their outfielders in the bottom of the lineup. All 3 of them no less threatening on the base path. Schuler looks over. Yanez creeps over closer to second base. Raves lays it down to the third baseline. We'll see if Schuler can throw it over in time. He doesn't, as Reeves heads a bunt single to follow up Simons' double and move Simons over to third base. Good bunt single by Reeves to follow up Simons' double. And the Bombers are threatening here in the bottom of the fourth.
Now batting back number 2, Drew Johnson.
Drew Johnson now steps into the batter's box for Richland. Schuler looks at Reeves over at first. See what to do with 2 of Richland's quicker runners on the base paths. Drew Johnson lays it down but pops it up down the third baseline, just in foul territory. There's one player here for Richland who can lay down a clutch bunt. It's number 2. Done it all season long here for the green and gold. See what he does here with runners on first and third and no out. Reeves takes off for second. Foul ball, though, by Johnson. That'll bring up 0-2. And Reeves will head back to first base. So 0-2 count now on Johnson. Schuler continues to look into Sisney. From the stretch, the 0-2. Johnson back up the middle to Yanez. He flips it over to second, but the throw will not make it to first as Johnson will go 2 on the pass ball and slide in there safely at second base. So Simons scores to tie up the game here at 2. Reeves is out at second, and Johnson takes the extra base on the overthrow. That overthrow being committed by Roan for the Riverhawks.
Now batting the catcher number 9, Cooper Jones.
So not ideal with a runner being thrown out, but a run does score. And we have a runner in scoring position in the form of Drew Johnson here for Cooper Jones as he stares at ball outside in the zone. Schuler from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch now to Cooper Jones. Gets him on the top of the helmet. And Cooper Jones will occupy first base for the second time in as many innings. Got Andre Ang running at first base again for Cooper Jones. Ang did come around to score on the walk by Charlie Johns last inning. Jace Wopolenski steps in, gets last-minute instructions from base coach Charlie Moody. As Jace looks at ball one on the outside. The 1-0 pitch. Jace Wopolenski squares around but fouls it off and brings the count to a 1-1. The Bombers having trouble getting bunts down here. See if Vopo squares around again on the 1-1 pitch from Schuler. He does it. He pops a single into right field, and that will bring Drew Johnson around third. He heads home. No throw at home as Jace Wopolenski has an RBI single to put the Bombers in the lead, 3-2. Good piece of hitting there by Jace Wopolenski as he brings in Johnson from second. And the Bombers claim the lead for the first time this afternoon. John Corbin now steps into the batter's box. Wopolenski takes off for second. No throw to second base, but a throw down to third. And the ball is out of the glove of the third baseman Sanchez, even though he applied the tag to Ang, but the ball wasn't in there. Wopolenski snatched his 15th stolen base of the season. So 2 runners in scoring position for John Corbin with only 1 out. Chiawana infield on the grass. Schuler delivers strike 1 on the outside corner. Schuler from the stretch. High in the zone for ball 2. 2-1 count now on Corbin. Breaking ball up in the zone, fouled away. Two count now on Corbin. 1 down and 2 on. Schuler from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled away into the netting again. The 2-2 pitch again from Schuler. Down in the zone, 3 balls now and 2 strikes. As Sisney is quick to grab it. So a full count now on Corbin. Corbin pops one up to the right side in foul territory. Can anybody get it? The catcher and the first baseman, Sisney and Gill, both run into each other. Nobody makes the out, and both Gill and Sisney are down.
Fans, how about a big round of applause for both young men?
It's good to see Elijah Gill and Tate and Sisney both get up under their own power. So we'll reset here. 3 balls and 2 strikes on John Corbin. 1 out. Jace Vopolinski at second, and Andre Ang at first, or at third. Schuler throws ball 4 and loads the bases full of bombers. That's 3 straight walks for John Corbin.
Now batting third base number 10, Chris Daniels.
We'll bring up Chris Daniels. Schuler with 1 out from the stretch. Daniels hooks one foul down the left field line. Got a hold of it. Just needs to straighten it out. Schuler now with the 0-1 pitch. Chris Daniels singles one down the left field, left center field. That will bring in Ang, and that will bring in Vopolinski as the throw to third base is not in time to get Corbin. And Chris Daniels with a 1 out, 2 RBI double to make the score 5-2 Richland. So the Balmer offense finally showing up here in the 4th inning, as we'll get a mound visit from Chiawana head coach Severo Rodriguez, and that will be it for Jason Schuler. New pitcher on the hill for the Chiawana Riverhawks, Aaron Sanchez. As Schuler exits the game. Charlie Johns now in the box for Richland. With 2 on and only 1 out. Breaking ball high in the zone for ball 1. Charlie Johns pops one over the left fielder's head, over to the left fielder in shallow left. And that will bring in 2 runs as a throw to the plate is not in time to get Daniels. Great piece of hitting there by Charlie Johns to bring in 2 and make the Bomber lead 7-2. Pinch runner will now come in for Charlie Johns. That'll be Easton Prano.
Now batting the pitcher number 6, Dallas Bennett.
So back-to-back 2 RBI base hits for the Bombers. Makes the lead 5 runs in favor of the green and gold. Dallas Bennett takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Yeah, 1 from Sanchez. Doesn't break enough into the zone. Hits Dallas Bennett. Now we have runners on first and second for Richland. And the guy who led off the inning for Richland, John Simons, is back up at the plate.
Now batting left number 5, John Simons.
Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Simons will take ball 1 on the outside. Sanchez with a 1-0. Simons chops one over to Yanez. He tags Dallas Bennett and throws over to Gill, not in time to get Simons. But Yanez does record the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 7, Race Reeves.
And Race Reeves will now occupy the batter's box for Richland. Simons takes off for second. No throw down. Simons records his 7th stolen base of the year. So 2 runners both in scoring position for Race Reeves with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 pitch from Sanchez. Race Reeves pops it over in the left field. Simons will come around from second. An error on the gather by Feldman. And Reeves will be in at second on a 2 RBI double to make the lead 9-2 Richland. Just took some time, but it looks like the Bomber offense has woken up fully. And Drew Johnson will now step back into the batter's box.
Now batting right number 2, Drew Johnson.
Johnson chops one over to Gill. Gill gathers and will step on first to record the third out of the inning. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on for Richland. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning. Richland 9, Chiawana 2.
Here we go.
Welcome back to Bomber Field. District 8 semifinal here at Atomic TV. As you see during the break, the Richland infield a lot more loose with 8 runs scored in the bottom of the 4th. Yes, the broadcasting teacher can add correctly. 8 runs to make it 9-2. And the Chiawana Riverhawks will see a new pitcher here in the top of the 5th. And the form of junior Alec Ammerman. So Bennett will leave the game. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs. Only 1 of them was earned. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So Ammerman, the second pitcher, second ace here in the Bomber rotation this year for Richland. As Ammerman will face Rylan Blair to lead off the top of the 5th. Blair takes ball 1. Just received a final score update from LaPierre Field. Kamaikan taking the victory over Gonzaga Prep 8-0. Still trying to find the name of the no-hitter thrown out at LaPierre. Kamaikan riding very good pitching and solid hitting to reach the District 8 championship game for the 2nd year in a row. We'll face the winner of this contest between Chiawana and Richland. The 2-2 from Ammerman. Blair flies one into center field. Reeves backs up a bit and will record the first out of the 5th inning.
Now batting number 17, Aaron Sanchez.
Aaron Sanchez, the pitcher, now steps in for Chiawana. Strike 1 delivered by Ammerman. 2-1 now from Ammerman. Working quickly, Ammerman delivers the 2-1 pitch, fouled in left field. Unfortunately, John Simons can't come up with it, and as he got on his horse and made his best effort, it'll just be a long strike 2. So a 2-2 count now on Sanchez. Ammerman delivers ball 3 in the dirt on the outside. Ammerman with the 3-2 down in the zone, and that will be ball 4 for Aaron Sanchez. Braxton Feldman will step in for Chiawana. We'll get a courtesy runner at first base, Mark Romero.
Stepping in, left number 6, Braxton Feldman.
Feldman 0 for 1 with a walk on the day. He fouls one straight back. Feldman grounds one to John Corbin. He flips over to Jace Vopolenski, who fires over to first base, and Troy Molna to record this inning-ending double play. So great fielding by the Bomber infield to get him out of the top of the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Bomber Field. Coming up is Jones, Vopolenski, and Corbin. 9-2 Richland. Welcome back to Bomber Field and today's coverage on Atomic TV of the District 8 semifinal between the Riverhawks and the Bombers. 9-2 Richland now in the bottom of the 5th as we get Cooper Jones leading off the bottom of the inning for Richland. Cooper Jones flies one to left field. That'll be enough for Feldman to go under it and record the first out of the 5th inning. Jace Vopolenski now will occupy the batter's box. Vopolinski with an RBI single last inning to kick off the scoring for Richland. As you look at ball one away from Sanchez. Breaking ball doesn't catch any part of the zone. Ball two now. .3-0 now from Sanchez to Vopolinski. Sanchez fires a strike to make it 3-1. And we'll take a ball in the outside corner for the first walk. That will bring up John Corbin.
Now batting, second baseman number 13, John Corbin.
Corbin has walked all 3 times he has gone up to the batter's box. Let's see what he can do here in his 4th time at the plate. Vopolinski takes off for second. He'll slide just under the tag, but the tag was applied before he reached the base. And that will be out number 1 here for Richland. Good throw there by Cisney to get Vopolinski trying to take 2. Corbin chops one over to the shortstop Schuler. He gathers and throws over to Gill. And a closer attempt at first than maybe first thought gets Corbin to ground out to end the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 for Richland in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. Bombers 9, Riverhawks 2. Welcome back to Bomber Field and Bomber Baseball here on Atomic TV. Kason Roan leading off the inning for the Riverhawks here in the top of the 6th. As he looks at ball 1 in the dirt outside. On the delivery by Alec Ammerman. Strike 1 in the outside corner. Roan right to John Corbin. Corbin had to move but a foot to his left to record the line drive out for out number 1. Elijah Gill now steps into the batter's box for Chiawana. Gill lifts one into right field. Drew Johnson comes in a little bit and records the second out. Fans, we got 2 games going on at once now. Our other stream going on Atomic TV right now. The Bomber softball team taking on the Pasco Bulldogs over at Columbia Playfield, just across the way. So that stream has started now. Schuler grounds to Daniels. Daniels throws over to first to Molna to record the third out. So a quick 1-2-3 by Chiawana. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th now. Bombers 9, Chiawana 2. Welcome back to Bomber Field as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here between Chiawana and Richland, the District 8 baseball semifinal. Bombers lead 9-0 over the Riverhawks, and leading off the inning for the Bombers is Chris Daniels. Chris Daniels takes a hack, head nowhere near looking at the ball. Wanted it bad. But it's 0-1 now. Sanchez still on the hill for Chiawana. Daniels steps out, gathers himself, steps back in. Ball in the dirt. The 1-1 pitch now to Chris Daniels. In the dirt again. 2-1 now on the junior third baseman. Chris Daniels lifts one in the left field, going and going off the wall. And he stays at first base as he thought it was gone. So no extra base hit for Daniels. But he leads the inning off here with a single here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now batting number 23, Troy Molna.
We'll get Troy Molna in for Charlie Johns in the 5 hole.
Now
And Carter Upmeyer will run for Chris Daniels at first base. First pitch ball, but Upmeyer stays at first. Molna powers one to the right side, but in foul territory. 1-1 now on the senior. Breaking ball, Molna pokes it through the 4-hole for a single. Upmeyer rounds second and goes to third. Molna tries to get picked off at first, but a pass ball not enough for Upmeyer to take home. And the Bombers have runners on first and third now. Second and third on the error. Dallas Bennett will step into the batter's box for Richland. Pitch by Sanchez outside and in the dirt. Good job by Sisney to keep it in front of him. Dallas Bennett awaits the 1-0. Inside, ball 2. So the 2-0 pitch now to Bennett. Bennett chops one towards Yanez, but he can't get to it. Upmeyer will score. Coming around to score is Molna. And a 2 RBI single for Dallas Bennett. Not a strongly hit ball, but well placed there by Bennett to bring in 2. And make the score 11-2 Richland. That will be it for Sanchez. So we'll pause for a pitching change here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 11-2 Richland.
Now pitching for the Riverhawks, number 11, Grayson Flores. Fans, this time from the top of TV out-of-town scoreboard. We have a final from Montpelier Field. Final score tonight, 8, Gonzaga Prep 0.
Welcome back to Bomber Field. Bottom of the 6th inning, 11-2 Richland. Sanchez exits the game for Chiawana. 1 2/3 innings pitched. 5 hits given up. 4 runs, 3 of them being earned, with the responsibility at first base still his. And Bryson Sumori will come in to pitch for Chiawana. We're going to pinch runner at first base. Coming in to pinch run for Dallas Bennett will be Trey Bush. So still now out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And John Simons will step back in for Richland. Pass ball gives Trey Bush second base. And the runner in scoring position now for John Simons. Simons with a double on the day. Hit by pitch and fielder's choice. Second pitch to Simons. In there for a strike. Again, the Bomber softball team getting underway at Columbia Playfields against the Pasco Bulldogs. Ball is in the dirt from Sumori. 2-1 count now on Simons. The Lady Bombers have an early 1-0 lead over the Bulldogs. Again, you can find that right here on Atomic TV. Sumori with the 2-1 in the dirt. Ball 3, the throw down by Sisney, and gets Trey Bush after a safe signal by the umpire. The Trey Bush getting picked off at second base. And recording the first out of the inning. Sumori now with a delivery and walks John Simons. Race Reeves will now step into the batter's box for the green and gold.
Now batting center number 7, Race Reeves.
Pick over to first, gets Simons back at first base. Last time up in the 4th inning, Race Reeves had a 2 RBI double. The tail end of the 4th inning. And Sisney can't grab the pitch. Simons will take a free 90 feet over to second base. So runner in scoring position now for Race Reeves. Race Reeves lifts it into right center field. Baxter hovers over. He'll make the out. The throw over to third will not be in time, and John Simons will slide into third safely.
Now batting back to number 2, Drew Johnson.
So runner at third now, 2 outs for Drew Johnson. Johnson taking ball 1 inside. Sisney trying to keep Simons back at third. Johnson turning on one in foul territory. Evens the count up at 1. Johnson with a run scored today, reaching on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. As the throw down to third will get Simons back, but the error will score the winning run here for Richland. And the Bombers head back to the District 8 championship game to face the Kamaikan Braves on Saturday. So an error leads to the winning run off the throw of Sisney. And the Bombers have defeated the Chiawana Riverhawks by a score of 12-2. So the Bombers moved to 18-5 on the year with the 12-2 defeat of the Chiawana Riverhawks. Dallas Bennett will get the win. And Schuler for the Riverhawks will be saddled with the loss. But most importantly, the Richland Bombers punched their ticket for the 2023 state baseball tournament, capturing one of 2 bids from the District 8 region, combining the Mid-Columbia Conference and the Greater Spokane League. The Chiawana Riverhawks will fall to the losers bracket and will battle the winner of Lewis and Clark and Hanford. And the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups will play Lewis and Clark or Central Valley, those both in loser out contests this evening. Again, 4 teams will battle Saturday, May 13th for the final bid to the state tournament. Location still to be determined based on the outcome of Pasco, Hanford, and Lewis and Clark Central Valley.
And as always, go Bombers.
So the Bombers now make it 11 wins in a row against the Chiawana Riverhawks, dating back to 2017. And we'll keep an eye on scores from around the region, around the state, and keep you updated here on Atomic TV the best we can for Mid-Columbia Conference baseball action and WIA state tournament baseball action upcoming for the Bombers.
Our softball's in action just across the way. Colby Wayfield taking on the Basco Bulldogs.
So a 12-2 win by Richland on Saturday at LaPierre Field. It'll be Bombers against the Braves in a rematch of last year's district championship game in which the Bombers were victorious and won the 2022 District 8 championship. That'll be it here from Bomber Field. Thanks for tuning in on Atomic TV. Again, you can catch the opening round of the District 8 softball playoffs between the Basco Bulldogs and the Richland Bombers. That being played right here on Atomic TV over across the way at Columbia Playfields. Watch the whole game here on Atomic TV. Give you a quick score update over there before we head off air. Still 1-0 Richland over against the Pasco Bulldogs. So the Bombers and the Braves Saturday for the District 8 championship for the 2nd year in a row. Bombers win 12-2 over the Chiawana Riverhawks. Good night, everybody.
Hey, give me a number. So my daughter was home from school and I was taking pictures and got good pictures number 5. Oh yeah? It's right there, 208. 208 589 5231.